down with OTC? Are you down with OTC? OTC. Are you down with OTC? Are you down with OTC? OTC. Are you down with OTC? Down with OTC. Down with OTC.
What is going on, people? On the Chain community right here. Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. There he is. Tonight, I know you guys are looking forward to this, but we are going to get into some good topics here. I can't even remember what the topics are, but I have a feeling we're going to be talking about Ripple. I think we're going to talk about XRP. We might even reference the fact that the XRP ledger, Ripple, XRP, all together creating the bridge to all currencies, digital and fiat. And we might even dabble a little bit into the NFT world. What do you say, Chip? You want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'm going to throw in a little bit of CBDC white paper action for Ripple as well. Let's do it.
Sweet.
Welcome to On the Chain with Jeff and Chip.
Whoa. Man, check that out. Let's start the evening out the right way, right there with Dylan XD. Good evening. Relist XRP.
Good evening, all. Hashtag relist XRP, which I like that a lot. Bing, 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 blink it. Make it blink, Jeff. Make it dance. Make it dance, Jeff.
Yeah, get some rhythm going. There we go. Man, did you ever remember? Man, do you remember way back in the day they had Homestar Runner? Do you remember Homestar Runner? Homestar Runner.
What's
that?
You
remember it?
Not really. No.
Homestarrunner.com. Man, they used to have these great cartoons. Man, let me see. And one of the things they did, it was great. They would make this like way back in the day, and they created all these It was like in the early 2000s.
Who was paying attention back then?
Homestar Runner here. Hang on. Maybe you'll recognize it.
Has
Man,
anybody
maybe
in the
somebody
comments
will
heard about
recognize
that?
this. And I'm just thinking because it was just funny because one of the things that he does, he like, you know, they go into the room and he flashes the lights off and on. And he does the techno, goes, he flashes the lights off and on. Oh, you never seen Homestar Runner?
No, man.
Oh man,
I've seen the series Coffee with Jesus, which I love a lot. That's a very awesome.
This was like, you know, way back when, you know, there wasn't much on the you wouldn't have this type of thing online, you know, cartoons. This was great. It was the guy who created this, just strong bad. It was awesome. But man, Chip, I wanted to start out today. I was preparing taxes. Actually, it's been going on for a couple of days. And I went and I was looking at all these assets and exchanges that I'm on. And I'm like, man, I know I moved some money around someplace.
Yeah.
And so I found a website, coinly.com. I was looking at different ones and it allows you to add all your different exchanges. And so I've been working on it for the past couple of days. I had to tie in the ledger. I had to tie in all sorts of things to it. And then you have to go back through and correct. And Bitrue didn't connect properly. And Biloxi didn't connect properly. Then I had to go figure out how to API Coinbase Pro. And I'm connecting all these things. At the end, it actually worked out. I was able to print out my tax document the way I wanted to.
Now, does that go ahead and like tally everything up for you? Like if you had like, you know, if you sold and like that does all that for you?
Everything. It was amazing.
Nice.
I mean, but you have to go back through and make sure it was correct. So, you know, one point it said I had a profit because I had moved some asset. I had moved XRP over to Bitrue to do something over there. And it showed it as a profit because it didn't correlate the fact that I was transferring from Coinbase. You know, and so I had to play around with that a little bit. And the Biloxi thing, I'd moved ETH over there to get PAC. And now I have to go back and fix that because it wasn't playing well. So I had to download the CSV and upload it, but I got it sorted out and everything working.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you, tax consultant Jeff. I appreciate that. So we got, look at this, Sesh. Is that Sesh or Seth? Sesh Lord Ricky, a Big 10 spot. Ricky. Hey, have you guys seen the I Trust Capital video with Bradley? Yeah, I did see some of that. Exchanges unnamed, of course. We'll be relisting. Talks are happening. Yeah, so Brad Kimes did a video. He interviewed the I think this is CEO of I Trust Capital, which was pretty interesting. He was the little blurb that I saw said that they were kind of in conversations with liquidity providers behind the scenes, not necessarily. He didn't kind of say too much, but he said they were like, there was conversations going on, and then I'm seeing other things on the internet like big whale moves where stuff's moving back to Coinbase, a lot of XRP. So people are like, oh, are they getting ready to be able to move it again? So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah, I appreciate that. It was kind of a cool thing to hear because he also said, like, when is iTrust going to start, you know, well, not necessarily relisting it, but when are they going to make it available? Because as you know, iTrust Capital is one of the top one or two out there that does the IRAs, you know, the individual retirement account. So you can, instead of having a standard IRA, which you pick stocks, and sometimes they allow for precious metals. This, I think, does all precious metals. I wish they would increase their visibility, though. I actually use a different brand, but again, they're all good. There's Kingdom Trust as well, which is another phenomenal one. But it's really good to see the community bubbling up together, Jeff, and this whole hashtag, you know, powering it, you know, forward. And also want to see this one here.
He's talking about Homestar Runner. Man, he watched it all the time, man. People remember it. Check that one out too. Homestar Runner, man.
That's so weird that I didn't know about that, Jeff. That's
people
so
remember
bizarre.
this. Yeah.
Holy
the email. What the email? Come on.
Wow, man. I really feel out of it.
Man.
I was all into the internet back from 95 on.
You must have been like Ronnie Sizer. He was asleep in the early 2000s.
Well, that's true too. Ronnie and I probably have a lot in common there. I mean, I was kind of like plugged in, but I was doing another startup at the time, and I was running a company. You
were doing real stuff, and meanwhile, Ron over here was watching this in his networking class, man.
Well, there you go. I mean, you had to do something useful to pass the time. You know, now that my youngest one, she's in high school, and she's I'll like, sometimes she'll take her laptop, she'll have her MacBook, she'll be eating stuff. And I'm like, are you in class right now? And she's like, yeah, she's chatting with her friends. And I mean, like, we could never do stuff like that back in the day. We didn't even have phones to be able to message. It was like you pass a note or something, or give somebody a look or a blink, or that was pretty much it, man. But now she's like, because a lot of times she'll be chatting with me when she goes to physical school, and she'll be like sending me messages. I'm like, are you in class right now? She's like, yeah. She's sending me, text from her computer. But I'm like, man, I wish we had that back then. You could only think about that. So yeah, look at that. It's so funny because what you guys don't see is in the corner down below, we see the shared screen, but very small, and I see that same graphic, and there's like it keeps like pulling me in, the runner star motion or run star. I don't know what the hell it's called, but
I don't even know how we like go back. I mean, this is like
look, Reg says back in the days was the best, in my opinion. You know what? And who am I? I would never argue with Reggie because he said a lot of good things on here. And I think he's right, man. I used to have a friend back. This is like the early 2000s too. He used to say the good news is what he used to say. You say something like, I'll have to think exactly. I think it exactly right because I don't want to screw it up. But he used to say something along the lines of, the good news is these are the good old days. The bad news is these are the good old days. That's what he used to say and that's what we say right now. The good news is these are the good old days, and the bad news is, yeah, they're also the good old days. But you tend to remember the better things. You tend to like kind of block out some of the more. You think of all the bad stuff that happened. I'll remember every damn detail of it. But as time goes on, you kind of remember the fun stuff you did, and kind of the more sillier stuff or whatever it might be. If you remember some of that. Look at this. Channing says back in the Flintstone days, we had sturdy sandals and Palm Pilots. Yeah, we sure did. I actually never joined well, yes, I did have a Palm Pilot. One time I was walking in, it was pouring rain outside, and I was like, trying not to get it wet, so I was like, I got to put it under my shirt. But then I said, that's dumb, and I'll just run with it. And as I pulled it out, it slipped, and I did one of these, hit it like 4 times, and kept knocking it higher until it smashed on the ground. I was like, that was dumb. That was really dumb. My Palm Pilot.
Man, those were good days. I remember.
I really got about a tangent.
The Palm 5.
If you're this far in, just remember the content hasn't started yet. We'll have some angry comment in there and say, content starts at 13 minutes in.
XRP. When are you guys going to talk about the XRP?
Yeah, why don't you guys ever talk about XRP, man?
Come on now.
What's wrong with you guys? Well, like nothing, really. Or plenty, I should say. So yeah, there's a big listing coming up tomorrow. Actually, on BitTrue is going to be listing Pack. And if you are part of the Wolf Pack, you know exactly what that project's about. But Jeff and I have been following it for a little bit of time. We're probably going to have some of the folks on from that project, maybe do a little workshop here. But it's a great little project. There's some other new things that are coming up down the pike, which we don't actually have a purview to. But it's cool, man. I mean, BitTrue is taking it on. They're going to list it. So I kind of feel like, Pack probably will have a good week.
It'll be good. It'll be good. It already moved a little bit. I think it was showing at what, like 1.8.
Yeah, it was 1.8, 0.18. But you look at it at the beginning of the month, and it's 0.003 or 0.002 or something like that. So it's had a lot of exceptional growth, and it's like just like a lot of the projects out there, we've seen so much great stuff happen on there. And I remember, HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, another project that I like, and I remember getting it a little bit of it here and there, and it's nice to see where that project's at too. And it's like XLM's kind of had the same dilemma as XRP. It's kind of just sticking around that 40-cent mark. It kind of like it gets up and then it comes back down, and it's kind of like XRP wants to hit 60. It really wants
to go back to where it's supposed to be. It's got to get to 60. Got to go to $1, and then it's all good from there. And it's going to be awesome when we see the XLM moving with it. But XLM, we were reading that one article the other day that the one thing that it needs, as we're starting to see with Bitcoin, and I think XRP will need it as well, are the financial institutions. You start getting that big money coming in, and then then it's all good. So yeah, I know people are shouting out where they're tuning in from, but we've got Obless coming in from Ireland. I think we got people bouncing in, but if you haven't done so already, give a shout out where you guys are tuning in from. We love to see that. We got people tuning in from all parts of the world. Some are sitting at, it ends up being like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, give that shout out. And if you're brand new and this is your first time on the chain, go check out that subscribe button, click subscribe, hit the bell notifier. That way you get notified every time we go live. And it might even help just to give a little bit of a shout out for Sunday. Sunday.
One whole day only Sunday, Jeff.
So
remember those? What are those motor things that have in a stadium? Like only one day Sunday will be the race of the century. They go around a track. Those dirt trucks.
Oh, the dirt bikes. Oh, those were great.
Monster trucks.
Meetup.
I just dropped it in there, guys. So go over there right now.
Don't go there now. Wait till now. Go ahead and do it. Open it up in your second screen.
Yeah, we'll wait. Don't worry.
Go there, click it, open it up, check it out. Make sure you guys register for the meetup. It's going to be awesome. March 28th, which is Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're anywhere east of the East Coast, then you guys are all set, because it's going to be afternoon, it's going to be evening, it's going to be the next morning, whatever, but probably not the next morning, but it'll be night. And then if you go west, you just got to get up a little bit early, but it's going to be fun for everybody.
And I'm going to tell Alex, just don't go to bed, man. Pull an all-nighter. Just to be great. You'd be like, half whiskeyed up. You'll come in stumbling in around 5:30. It'd be perfect. I mean, you don't have to go to sleep. You can stay up all night. That's something what could happen. Jeff, I want to throw this tweet up because this is something that I commented on today. This guy, Alex Becker, says, Ethereum's use case is collapsing by the day. Even with layer 2 scaling, if gas fees are even 10% of what they are now, it's way too high. Normal people cannot do a $5 plus per transaction. This won't work in games. It doesn't work for low-level trades. It breaks the beginner NFTs. Goes on to say, I read the comments. I totally hope Matic can get it down to ADA levels or on the cheap. I still hold a lot of Ethereum, or Ether, I should say, and my biggest alts need ETH to work. I want ETH to work. It's royally pissing me off these days. Haha. And, what funny thing is he's all looking to Matic, but he doesn't realize what's happening with potential NFTs. And I said, enter the Dragon Slayer flare, right? Boom. That's the Dragon Slayer right there. I originally had entered the Dragon, and I was like, probably Bruce Lee's, foundation will reach out to me and be like, sorry, but that's a trademark name. So I said, enter the Dragon Slayer flare.
Yeah, I don't know, come beat you up.
Chopping them up and down and just making mincemeat of it. But I have seen so many tweets where people are like, they're doing a transaction and they're getting slammed with these hundreds of dollars in gas fees. And it's like, man, crazy. I mean, it's
out of control, man. It's out of control.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know where it goes, Jeff. I don't know where it ends, but I think it's a big problem, man.
Well, at the end of the day, when you look at it, if they can get that under control, you've got the ETH. I'm going to close this Homestar runner for now.
Please, thank you.
You've got the ETH. You've got the smart contract aspect of it. I get it. All the ERC, 20 tokens built on it, and more keep getting added. There's a lot of projects that are built on the Ethereum platform, and this really impacts everything. You go over to your, what is this thing called? The MetaMask, and you start moving some of your assets around, and then you find out that in order to do that, you actually have to, have some ETH, over there to pay your gas fees in order to, do your transactions. And it becomes a little bit troublesome on that note. But if you're moving off like Coinbase or some of the other exchange, it all kind of calculates in the back end. You don't even know. I mean, it's just happening. You might get, hit with a, $5, $10, $15 charge and not even realize it.
Yeah. And that's the problem, is people aren't realizing it. Somebody was on here maybe about a week ago saying they bought ice cream or something like that. It was like $23 worth of ice cream and a $20 gas fee. Whoa. Problem is, you don't really know what it is, too. That's the other issue, that you get slammed with it. You're like, what in tarnation is going on here? It's kind of like almost out of left field. It's a big deal. So there you go.
Bones is saying ETH fees are unsustainable.
They really
Cost
are,
under
man.
50 to stake 50. That's crazy. Man, we haven't seen Bones on in a while. It's good to see Bones on.
It's good to see you, Bones. Really great to see you. And I wanted to go in. So Yahoo Finance had this cool article on there about Ripple touts the role for XRP and central bank digital currency in the white paper. This article came out a little bit today. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. Holy cow. There we go. So it says Ripple's pitch in the XRP currency, cryptocurrency, as a way to link several bank digital currencies, CBDCs, in a new white paper. XRP, which used some of the company's payment products on Ripple, helps develop, or they help develop, could be a neutral bridge between different currencies, bringing speed and efficiency to the process, according to the document titled The Future of CBDCs, Jeff, which I happen to have right here. Boom, just like that.
There it is. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, so I have that. So they talk about this. They talk about the CBDC as a sovereign equivalent of a private cryptocurrency, digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Oh, yeah, and our pal XRP, right? Here they talk about it as well. They talk about a little bit of XRP. Let's see. Let me go through here. Yeah, the neutral bridge currencies. They talk about interoperability. They talk about any commercial banks would want to avoid the increased costs and risks associated with the liquidity issue, and the neutral bridge asset can support this healthy and alternative liquidity markets, allows for the frictionless payments, and to enable a truly global market, a bridge currency must be specifically optimized for payments. It's also nice that that specific bridge currency converts to 5,500 different types of currencies. And they say, well, one example, Jeff, look at this. Well, by the way, one example, what is that? Well, one example of a neutral bridge currency is the digital asset, XRP. Can be used to bridge those two different currencies quickly and efficiently.
That's
now,
nice.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Chip, one of the whole points here, with a central bank digital currency is that it becomes its own walled garden. It's very centralized, very specific. And we're starting to see them pop up. Some are going to be, on the chain, on the blockchain. Some are not. And those that aren't, like the digital yuan, as an example, a digital currency, or, what they wanted the US dollar to be originally last year, they're trying to push through and add that into the bill and all of a sudden create this digital dollar a little premature. But in those scenarios, that's 100%, walled garden that's controlled by that sovereign nation. Now, in order to move that money, that asset, you still need a bridge currency, because you're not moving your digital yuan over to the U.S. anytime soon. It's not going to be accepted at this point. It'd be like trying to move your fiat, renminbi or yuan over here. It's not gonna happen.
Now look what they did here. This is usually a no-no in presentations. When you have a vertical format and then you roll down, you go like, oh, the map doesn't fit in a vertical format. So instead of turning you just put like a horizontal slide in here, right?
How great is that? How awesome is that?
Well, it's kind of cool to look at, because 80% of central banks are actively exploring the CBDCs. Like, check it out. I mean, you look at like, wow, there's really a lot going on. Over here you got Israel, Ukraine, Europe, UK, Switzerland, Lithuania, Norway, Sweden, Iceland. And then we've got basically all of North America, except for Mexico, where I'm sure they'll be joining soon. The Bahamas, you got Brazil, which is just massive population, Uruguay, South Africa, Australia. And I know there's some other potential places up here in like Northern Africa that are looking at as well. But just, you look at it like this and you're like, wow, can you imagine? I mean, talk about moving all the money. You need that bridge currency to be able to move it, right? So almost every native CBDC, whether it's a Swiss, equivalent of the franc, or it's going to be, the UK, digital version of the pound, man, there's going to be when they say move all the money, Jeff, they're not kidding. I mean, this is a lot
about moving everything. You have to have the rail.
You got to have the rails built, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, well, we'll just use Hedera Hash, or we use this one, or we use XLM. Well, they don't necessarily have the rails built. Now, they could build some software around it, and not only that, but you got to have the interoperability. A lot more to it.
Yeah, you have to have the interoperability, and you have to have done all of the groundwork that Ripple has been doing with the RippleNet platform for all these years, developing the interconnection between all these different banks. So it's not just all of a sudden you have the solution to transfer it, you have to have rolled out the network. All the banks have to be operating on a common network to allow for that to happen. And that's basically what they're saying. Now, the asset on its own, the XRP ledger, obviously has a lot of this technology baked into it, with the foreign currency exchange and more. But you still need this party. You need what Ripple is offering with the ODL. Having on-demand liquidity makes all the difference in the world for moving large amounts of money and allowing for immediate settlement and quickly. If you don't have all of the things that they're putting together, you basically just have a digital SWIFT or a more efficient SWIFT. You still don't have the settlement. So if you have a better SWIFT, you still need to have the settlement aspect of it. And I think that's where, everyone in their silos, you still need the exchange, because I don't care, again, if you're going to have a digital pound and you're sending it to someone in the US for a digital dollar, I don't want digital pounds, I want digital dollars. So you're going to have to figure out how to transfer it, and that's all they're doing is taking our fiat paper money and putting it in digital form. It's not creating the blockchain environment. It's not creating any interoperability or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that this article really pulled out of the white paper, talking about, they said that Ripple's touting the interoperable CBDCs, which could bring nations this competitive advantage, allowing commercial entities to make international trades, exactly what you're talking about. It's like, if you don't have that competitive nature, you could potentially have, it's useless. Like, well, what country can I use it in? Well, just one. So having that bridge currency is going to be ultimately, super important. They also say supporting intermediate real-time foreign exchanges, as opposed to the 3 to 5 day process, will likely require the need of a pre-funded account. So they'll get back into these nostro vostro type of scenario where, if they don't have the interoperability, now why would you build digital without having interoperable when it's already available? It's like otherwise you're just going back legacy. You're going back to the future, right? So you're going back in time to then do the legacy thing, to then try to apply it. And really, what's digital about it?
Exactly.
My dog is just going crazy right here. So hey, on this dog in here.
On this note, Bassem keeps he's asked this question. I think it's an interesting point to make. Can Jeff or Chad, you're Chad for this purpose, explain to me,
I like to be
like
Chad.
He's five, as to how or why XRP would gain value. Is it for liquidity? Would it be pegged 1-to-1 with a country's currency? And really, I think there's different ideas in his question.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different elements that he's discussing. And let me know what you think on number 1. So if we take off number 1, why would XRP gain value? In my opinion, Chip, I believe that XRP is going to gain value mainly because the other digital assets are gaining value for the same exact reason others are gaining value. At this point, it's a speculative investment. However, we're starting to see the whole changeover within the economy. People are realizing that the future is in the digital money. It's in the digital currencies. Cryptocurrencies are gaining in momentum and popularity. And unlike some of the others, XRP is tied to everything that we're just talking about. It is tied to the interoperability. That's what it was built for. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it is, I think Bassem has it kind of like right, because the whole idea of moving all the money, if it's a couple $1 billion, yeah, fair enough. But XRP was not designed to be 30 cents, $1, $7, $10. It was designed to be more money, and it was designed to be a little bit more on the stable side, because David Schwartz has alluded to this many, many times, basically stating the fact that when you're looking at moving $1 trillion daily, you're moving $2 trillion daily, right? And so as it increases, the liquidity has got to be there. So that liquidity is really what's gonna pump the price. You're gonna have it's not billions, we're talking about trillions. You know how much money is moved on a daily basis? It's in the multi-trillions. Now, when you have all these CBDCs and they're minted, using along help with Ripple and XRP as a bridge currency, you'd be astounded at how much of that's going to move. And then once there's a little bit of clarity, I still think we're so early days. I mean, it might as well be 1995 of the internet. It's just getting started. We have like 0.1% of the world's population is in the digital assets. It's early days. And the amount of money that's going to be moved now, you see the safe haven. People don't want to put their fiat currency and sit in a bank because it's losing value by the second. And so that's why you see a lot of these companies dumping their money into Bitcoin, because at least it's an asset that's going to appreciate over time. It's a better investment than gold. Yeah, you could have bought, 15 years ago, you could have bought gold at 1,100 and now watch it rise to 1,800. The potential for digital assets, people are getting more interested in it because fiat is dying. And the CBDC, although it's a centralized for the most part, you still need that bridge currency. So you're talking about the impact of having a lot of that in motion and moving. And I wanted to, so hopefully I think
that makes sense, Chip. Yeah, I think the liquidity you pointed out, I think that's very valid. And that's one of the things that, the RippleNet solution really pointed out was the liquidity, was the ODL. The end part of his question, though, the 1-for-1, only if you're, utilizing the ledger to develop, to build the CBDC. But the CBDC that they're going to build on the ledger is going to be 1-for-1, basically, of that country's own sovereign currency. Right. Yep. That's all it is. It's not being 1-for-1 to an XRP. It's not 1-for-1 to anything. If it's a digital dollar, it's 1-for-1 for a digital dollar. It's a digital representation of the fiat currency. That's all it's going to be. So there's, that's why I was saying there's multi parts to what he was asking. But hey, go ahead, put that one up from.
Yeah, Venture, thank you. He says, teach us crypto masters. Well, I don't know about that, but XRP Venture, I had a great conversation with Venture the other day, man. Just ended up chatting for a little bit. Really appreciate that, Venture, man. Really good. It was good connecting with the other day, too. But I think the whole idea of where this is going, I mean, you look at Ethereum, it's like, well, why is it more than $1,500? Why is it more than $1,800? Why is Bitcoin $55,000? Like, what does it do? It's not going to have any sort of effort in a payment rail. It's just not. And you start seeing this from a lot of people. Christine Lagarde said that she was questioned prior, asking about because she runs the Central Bank of Europe, and she was questioned saying, "What about Bitcoin? What about Bitcoin?" She's like, "We don't see that. Banks don't like Bitcoin as it is, but it's not just banks; it's institutions. But if you're a company, you're a private company, you're a public company. Oh yeah, you'll put 1, 2, 3% of your balance sheet in there because again, you're going to hedge against the fact that you have a deflationary asset or an inflationary asset of like a fiat currency. It's just dying. I mean, fiat currency is just dying all over the world. It's worth you put that in a bank and it's worth less next week, and it'll be worth in 2 weeks. So
that's right. Yeah. So hey, Apex, brought up that point. A bridge asset is needed to fix FX issues in the global economy. Very few projects are positioned for payments, especially at that magnitude. Even fewer are as liquid as XRP currently, especially when you look at the cost of transaction and the speed of transaction. Ripple, strong partnerships, etc. They've really positioned themselves, over a period of time. So it makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what that white paper highlights that as well. It's great that you brought that up, Apex, because it also calls into question the whole effects, issue. Because if you're going to take 3 to 5 days, you're going to go backwards in time. You can't go digital and then go back in time. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you go back to a 3 to 5, Nostro Vostro kind of a thing? No, I mean, when you have the bridge currency there, and that's why you see Stellar Foundation, working with is it Ukraine? They're working with somebody. Why? Because it makes a tremendous amount of sense. There's some other ones out there too. I think it's Algorand, if I'm not mistaken, also working with some CBDCs. So there's going to be a lot of different players in the space. But again, the interoperability is going to be key to the equation, because at the end of the day, you do not want to create a digital asset and then go back in the Nostro Vostro type scenarios where you got to go ahead and fund these accounts all over the place. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Hey, so Massive Pitbull is asking, why doesn't the XRP price move when Ripple is being used at major banks overseas. And so the one element with all of this is that, again, from my opinion, is that at this point in time, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other thousands of assets out there are all purely speculative investments. And that's it. They're all tied to projects. Not all of these projects are viable. Some of them are. XRP has its use case, stands out because of its efficiency, its cost of, again, low cost of transaction, what the XRP ledger offers. Bitcoin is relatively scarce. It's recognized now on a global level, a global scale, as being something of value. That's number one with all of them, is that the world, and that's representative here in our chat, the world, again, people from all over the world here, have all acknowledged that digital asset has some sort of value. Because if we didn't, then none of us would invest a penny in any of the assets. Because once you decide you're going to start investing in these assets, you've determined that there's a value, and we've all agreed on that. Once it goes to the exchanges, then the market starts to dictate the price point of these assets that everyone's agreed has some sort of value. That's where it's all at right now. It's all then tied back into these projects. Why some go up and others don't, it's hard. Really hard to say, but a lot of it is tied back to projects. In this scenario, Ripple is just one element that is utilizing the XRP ledger. At this point in time, though, the banks and RippleNet, I think there's a few that may be tapping into ODL. MoneyGram was tapping into ODL only for foreign currency exchange, but overall, they're not, as an overall use case at this point in time, they're only using a portion of the RippleNet software. They're not utilizing the XRP element side of it. Over in Japan, I believe they are engaging in ODL. So the positive news that's developing in Ripple and all the customers that are being added on, it's just not there yet, in my opinion. It's not, the volume hasn't hit a magnitude where it's going to even impact, the movement and consumption of the available XRP.
Oh, well said, man. So here we go. Nick, thank you for that super sticker. The Yankees go Yanks. So there you go. Beautiful. And the super sticker is, look, it looks like a cool little guy there. From what I can tell, it's really small. Jeff, I want to put this up there because I think this is a huge development. You will instantly recognize this. I want to see everybody in the chat, how fast you guys recognize it. There's a big kind of a clue here, but I'm going to show you a picture of something. Jeff, why do you have to ruin everything? I'm just kidding. That's not it. That's not that. But anyway, let me put this up. Let me see who gets this first in the chat. Tell me if you know what this is on the screen. Let's ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. What is that right there? What is that? I'll wait. Let's see what we got in there. Let's see. If you guys read my bio, you'll know exactly why I know exactly what that's all about. But anybody? I don't see anybody in the chat right there.
Nobody. There we go.
Nobody knows.
You got a bunch of them that just hit right there. Yeah.
Sure, Don got it. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of them. The DJ Jarvis, Robert Morris.
I like that one the best. Connie got it. Building.
Swing XRP building. There you go, Connie. You're right. Connie wins right there. She's right. It's a building. DJ Jarvis right there. Yep. Well, wait a minute. So hang on, Robert Morris. I'm glad that you said that. Miami Heat basketball. Right. Correct. And somebody else said it here as well. I saw something out. Katrong said, yeah, a Miami Heat. Yes, correct. But check this out. This is a huge development. Do you guys want to know what it used to be known as? It used to be known as the name of an airline, Arena. You remember what it was?
Put that up already. Someone put that in
American Airlines. Who put that up?
Right here, Philip.
There he goes. Philip. Now, Philip, you're right. It used to be known as that. However, no longer. Boom. The Miami Heat and cryptocurrency exchange FTX have agreed to a $135 million naming rights deal for their arena. FTX will be the first crypto exchange to sponsor a major U.S. professional sports venue. The world is changing. And he gives a hat tip out to the Miami Herald.
Well, that's massive. FTX, huh?
FTX.
That's huge, man. So it's going to be the FTX Arena.
Yeah, and we're all going to have to stop saying American Airlines, right? Because
that's already passe.
It's already passe. It's not. Well, it was cool. If you remember the shot they used to do, the helicopter shot from above or the drone shot, there was like a plane up top there, looked like a little plane with the lights and everything. So I don't know what they're going to have, a giant Bitcoin up there, a bunch of currencies. I don't know what they're going to do in responding to this, but man, what a cool thing.
What is the FTX exchange anyways? I don't think I've ever been on it.
I've never been on it myself, and I didn't even think it was a US based exchange.
Maybe it's not.
Pull it up. Does anybody know inside there? Somebody
FTX,
else got it.
Oh, it's a cryptocurrency derivatives exchange.
Oh, it's a derivative exchange. That's why we don't
somebody
know
reached out to us. Someone reached out to us via email with a derivatives exchange they wanted us to talk about.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We get a lot of weird emails from people. Somebody else said it was a picture, and you were absolutely right. It was a picture. So that's a really cool thing. Yeah, says Robert Morris. Yeah, that's a cool thing because there it is.
Look at that, man! I like that. I like the streaming thing. Look at this. That's sweet, mesmerizing.
I wonder where they're based out of. Are they based out of Miami?
Well, let's find out.
Because that'd be interesting to know. But I saw that. The funny thing about this thing, it's kind of been around for like the last 2 years, where nobody's really stepped up to talk to actually do something about it.
Maybe I shouldn't have opened this. Dude, this guy's man. Yeah. This is your I'm not mocking him in any way, shape, or form. Just making a quick, just an observation based on what you normally expect. You go to your exchange that's handling all your tens of thousands of dollars, and then Sam, this is your guy right there, the CEO and founder.
He's got the word bank in his name. He's got cool hair, Jeff.
That's exactly. The guy's probably brilliant. Let's see. We got Gary Wing doesn't want to show his face. Maybe he's really Satoshi.
Yeah, but Sam, if you look at Sam right there, everyone that's got crazy hair there is brilliant. So he's got to be like.
That's right. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. The guy
says he has FTX coins.
Graduated from MIT with a degree in physics. There you go. The guy's brilliant.
Any questions? I can't think of any. See right there, he said, "Don't disrespect the Bankman-Fried." Right there, man. Don't do it. Right. Don't judge a book. Don't judge that book, man.
Dude, I'm trying to find out where they're from.
Yeah, we could spend
nothing. We'll figure it out. I'll find it.
Well, I just said
where they're off.
It might be out of like New York or Chicago. The fact that they're sponsoring the Heat Arena is fantastic. I almost said the American Airlines Arena, but
dude, they're partnered with Binance, Circle, Alameda Research, TrueUSD, Paxos, Fenwick and West, whatever that is, HUSD, Proof and Capital, Consensus, Galeos, Bitfinex, and FBG Capital. And it's awesome, man. Look at that. You got their charities going here. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's
a real clean website, though, man. I like the website. The website's pretty solid, just easy. Not a lot of dark imagery,
which I like.
Just easy.
Yeah, it's been in the works since the 12th. So it was funny. I was like doing a little bit of research on this today because I found the article. So what kind of stuff are you trading there? What do you? So you got Bitcoin in there. What else do they have in there? It looks like
trade anywhere, anytime.
Is that the coin? Their native coin, the FTX.
I assume.
DJ Jarvis says, "I'm from Florida, proud of Miami for embracing crypto." Yeah, and the mayor of Miami, we got to get him on the chain because he's like a crypto nut.
We're gonna get him on. I'm reaching out to one of our Florida congressional representatives for Florida for the state. I'm going to reach out to him, and we're going to have a meeting.
Jeff, you gotta leave and come back, man. There's some audio thing. Jeff, you gotta leave. Okay, there we go. I was trying to explain to him that he had to leave and then come back in, guys. So you guys hear me okay? Because I heard meeting. I was like, meeting. Wow, it was a lot of noise. It was like he said meeting, and the bull started running, and it was crazy, guys. I don't know what happened, but
Everyone
was me.
Everybody else out. That's awesome.
That's what it sounded like.
That's the real language.
I'm like, maybe it was me, and I came back. I was like, nope, and everyone
me.
everyone was putting it in there, and look at this. Yeah, me. It was like me. Everyone's like, no, not again, please. I was like, man, am I having some weird glitch thing out again? No. Jeff, what did you eat? That's what Frankie. I didn't wreck it, man. I've been doing fine. Jeff, what did you eat? Frankie P wants to know, man. The DJ Khaled remix. That was weird, dude. That was very strange.
Look at that. That's awesome.
You didn't hear it though, did you?
No, I did not hear it.
It was on your side. You kept talking. I'm like, dude, abort. I'm like, get out of the stream. Leave, come back. And all of a sudden I started seeing people in the stream. Holy cow, man.
No words at all. I think we lost a lot of people. People were like, holy cow, and they just left.
Yeah, they bailed. We lost 100 people. What are you going to do, man? I mean, me.
Oh, man.
What the hell? That was so weird.
I always suspected Jeff was a cyborg.
He is a cyborg, man. He's a super cyborg.
Oh, my God.
Jeff, any idea who this is? Me neither. So this is a Ripple, new Ripple blog post, UBRI in campus. Rutgers Law School looks to reform fintech regulation. Oh, goody. I can't hardly wait. So this is, what's her name here? This is Yulia Guseva of Rutgers Law School, her and her colleagues for corporate law and governance confirms, listen to this, Jeff, they confirm the SEC brings more enforcement actions against digital asset issuers, broker dealers, exchanges, and other crypto market participants than do regulators in most jurisdictions combined. Huh, that's weird. I did not know that. She acknowledged that the size of the U.S. crypto market is a contributing factor to the SEC's high rate of intervention. However, she believes other key factors may be the use of the Howey test for determining whether a transaction should be classified as an investment contract and therefore registered as a security. Professor Guseva cautions that, unfortunately, there may be an enforcement inconsistencies that highlight how the Supreme Court ruling from 1946 may be unsuitable for judging 21st century innovations. In a recent paper, she emphasized the SEC seems to have departed from its previously clear policy of prosecuting crypto fraud and protecting investors. So it's kind of cool. I mean, Ripple's picking her out. She's obviously a professor at Rutgers University, and she's basically talking about the fact that the Howey test is a failed test. It's like, hey, Jeff, you know, if whatever the asset class is, let's use the Howey test. Right, I would use the Howey test. Hey, can we tell whether or not this alcohol is sold as? Oh, let's use the Howey test. So
that's right.
And she says, and she nails it right here when she says they failed to protect the investors. Right. It's a lot of stuff we've heard before, but it's good to hear it reiterated. She says she's worried about the dynamic inconsistencies in the recent SEC enforcement actions, together with the breach of the Howey test. Here we go with the Howey test again. The inconsistencies in enforcement may exacerbate the uncertainty and fail to provide market participants with a clear and ex ante understanding of securities laws. You think? Seriously?
That's right. I think so.
It may be.
Chip, I think we have some new shirts.
Me.
We just Jeff, don't laugh.
We're gonna get that on a shirt, Jeff. I wish we could just
everybody like one of us, Jeff. Man, these are good.
It was the weirdest thing, Jeff. You got to listen to the playback because I was like this. I was like looking around, and I'm like, "Does anybody else hear that? Is it just me?"
Here we go.
And I was like, "Abort, Jeff! Abort!" The Hodl me review.
That's good. Hey,
let's use Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck. Now that's going back, dude. Remember Howard the Duck? Holy cow!
Man, Howard the Duck was awesome. Here we go. So she's got the new moniker, Crypto Daughter.
There you go.
Crypto Mom, Crypto Dad. Now we just added the Crypto Daughter right there.
There she is, Crypto Daughter. And is she going to help anything or advance anything with crypto? Nope. Just like Crypto Mom. Crypto daughter. That's fantastic. Crypto daughter. Crypto daughter. God, I'm loving that. How about an NFT of Jeff? Me. Jeff, we're gonna have a picture of you, and it's gonna say me. We're gonna do a shirt, guys. We gotta have Jeff wear that at least once.
That's gonna be awesome. Exactly. Here we go.
I think I'm gonna have a sound beat. Jeff, Moto Yoda, that's phenomenal. Chip, you like, is it me? We're like, no, it's me.
Oh man, that's funny.
That's kind of what it sounded like. And you're like talking and you're like getting into it. And meanwhile, everyone's bailing on you. And I'm like, Jeff, and I was ready to call you. I'm like, get out, leave the stream, bail, get out of here, man.
Great.
Want another look at Crypto Daughter? There she is.
There's the Crypto Daughter. We got
she's gonna
in that gray area. We just got to put big hashtag Crypto Daughter. Put that on a t-shirt.
Me underneath.
I'm sure she wouldn't like that, but
holy cow, she's worried about inconsistencies. Well, we're not worried about much. We're only investors. What the hell would we have to worry about, Jeff?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Hey, what do you think Mark Cuban's doing with his free time? He's building a digital art gallery for NFTs.
Art gallery.
You remember you were saying that, Jeff? You were like, well, what are we going to do with all these NFTs? Oh, fear not.
Exactly. There we go. I knew Mark Cuban was listening. And we need some royalties for that idea.
He said he's building a new online gallery to display non-fungible tokens or NFTs in any form, he told The Block. The platform will allow users to display their digital art and collectibles in one place. At some point, someone's going to stand up and go, time out. This is getting silly, okay? An online gallery, because how much time would you spend in an on-time gallery? Remember the one stick figures? It said 6 people and there were like 6 stick figures. I mean, I don't know. I mean, an online art gallery of NFTs, I guess.
Yeah, not impressed. I still don't, it's funny. I was talking about NFTs today and I was kind of explaining the whole thing. And then the question always comes back, and then what? Like, what do you do with it afterwards? I said, I don't know. Nothing. You just keep it on your computer. Like all your thousands and thousands of pictures that you have, is keep it on your computer. I don't know what you do with it. But you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to create, well, we already have digital picture frames. So I guess maybe there'll be bigger picture frames, maybe more decorative picture frames, not just the little ones that, sit out on your desk. There's got to be something. Here we go. Lazy. Okay, let's see. What is it?
That's Cuban's. That's his platform. Lazy. The lazy way to show off your NFTs. This is his platform.
So what do we see? Oh, that's it?
That's his platform. It's called lazy.com.
That's pretty much it. I guess that's
there you go.
Not just a reaction, but that's a question. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, he's getting started. He doesn't have it all over. You can connect your wallets and you can put all the kinds of stuff up there. I don't know, Jeff.
That's right. Oh man, it'd be amazing. I mean, it's really unreal. I mean, in terms of what you start thinking about the possibilities. People start using your art and you're licensing out your artwork, and it could easily then through that NFT, it's able to then track whenever anybody posts it, so then you automatically will start streaming payments to anyone that's licensing your artwork. How great would that be? So it's not just like a one-time buy, but you get stream payments anytime your artwork gets shown someplace. I wonder if they thought about that. And there's so many ideas that it could be used for.
Again, it's still early days, but let's talk about something important, Jeff. Let's talk about the meetup. Guys, I just threw it in the chat there. Register for our upcoming free meetup. You guys can put your YouTube names in there. You appear on camera. You come in, start chatting with us all. We're going to be there for 2 hours this Sunday. Later that night, we'll do the online
roundtable. Roundtable. That's right.
But come over there, click on that. It's just otc.one, otc.1/meetup. That's it. Nice. And boom, there you go. We're losing time, Jeff. We have 4 days left. 4 days, 12 hours, 4 minutes. So guys, go ahead and get registered for that.
That's it. That's all the time we have to register. Holy cow!
It's only 4 days, man. We gotta get busy.
Yep, that's good.
Gotta get busy, man. So
it's booking up. Actually, we have close to 50 people so far that are going to be registered, and then it's going to start filling up, and that'll be it. It's good.
Of course, this one right here, guys, you can follow us. We showed the stats, I think it was last night or the night before. We showed the stats. You can follow us. Follow our podcast, which is, it's not going to be too great, this one that's upcoming, because we're probably not going to edit out the me. I'm going to have to probably get a soundbite of that, and we'll have to play that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's On the Chain with Jeff and me. That's right, man. It was like, I was like looking around. I mean, probably look on my face. I'm like, you're just talking. I'm like, dude, is anybody else hearing that? Weird. Holy cow, that was bizarre world, man. Oh, holy Kenosha. Holy Kenosha Ganozas. Really weird.
That was awesome.
But, well, it's a good little thing. That'll be our private joke, because now that you guys make that 50 plus one, mother. I just registered. Good to hear that, John Doe Crypto.
Nice.
Who else just registered? Anybody else? Hello? Anybody in the chat? Anybody at all? Me. Michael O2 did. Okay, me. Holy cow, Jeff. I can't wait to play that back. I'm going to grab that soundbite out of there. Can you imagine someone listening to the podcast and they're like,
you're like, what?
Went to a meet. You're going to say meeting and it goes on for like 3 minutes.
Right, yeah, like that. There you go. Who's going to be the security guard?
Me. Guys, if you haven't already, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Click that bell notifier. Thank you, Connie, for the reminder there. You need 10 additional minutes for the show because you talked about the bug for 10 minutes. It's only fair. You know what? You bring up a good point. You bring up a very good point. But I'm not sure that we can talk for an additional 10 minutes. But yeah, well, the first 12 or 14 minutes that we talked about nothing. It's kind of like the Seinfeld show was a show about nothing. Ours is loosely crafted around digital assets, XRP, and a lot of weird stuff and stories. But I love every show because it has its own sort of takes on its own. What's that thing? The sort of identity,
panache. Yeah,
first time viewers will be only time viewers. Yeah, how about great for the podcast too? Maybe we shouldn't upload this for the podcast because you're like listening to it and you're like me.
That's perfect.
Sherdon says that me reminds me of Joe B's echo in his head. Well, that's weird. I never heard that in his head, but I guess if you had to imagine what it might talk about, I think you might have known that. Yeah. CryptoCoin says, dude, we're boring him now.
You're boring us now, guys. See, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. All right.
It's time to get out of here, Jim.
So check it out. Today's only Tuesday. I keep thinking it's like Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it might be. I definitely will make sure I keep the lemon tree watered. That's always key. Look at that. Look at that great lemon tree. Great lemons over there. But tomorrow night's another night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the chain. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to On the Chain, and then hit that bell notifier. Even if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the bell notifier because you get notified every time we post a live stream. It also helps the channel grow. Apparently, that's what the Google algorithm bots enjoy. Also, give a thumbs up. We like those thumbs up as well.
Read that last comment.
Chip, it might be you tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. All right. That's pretty awesome. Much it. Guys, get registered for the meetup. The link is down below, but we really want to see you guys. We had a nice turnout last time. We're going to have a lot of fun. Bring your own drinks if you want. I mean, obviously we can't, but bring whatever you're drinking. I don't care how early it is, late it is. Bring coffee, bring whiskey, whatever. But guys, we'll see you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I told Channing I would get him coffee, and Darcy has the good one for him. Good night, Jeff and Chad.
Thanks.
Sorry, but that's great. Jeff and Chad.
The D is right next to the P.
All right. Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll look forward to seeing you guys back on tomorrow night because tomorrow night's another night right here exclusively on the chain.
Jeff and Chad checking out. We're out of here. We'll see you next time.
We're out of here.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.